Our next wide receiver, Jauan Jennings, he's got the Falcons 1.7 fantasy points in Week 6, Jay. He's not only, we can't sit here and say, well, we think he's playing hurt. He told us he's playing hurt. He's got sprained ankles. He's got 5 broken ribs. He's got a shoulder at 20%. I don't know if it matters if he's out there. He's just gutting through this and ineffective.
Yeah, he's just at the point where you just need to see him perform at the level that he did last year to believe that he can get through this physically and still. And also, like, they have other options. Like, Kendrick Bourne has been really good. George Kittle has a good chance to return. Ricky Pearsall has a chance to return. And also this Falcons defense. I don't understand how this Falcons defense has been so effective, Connor, with their personnel, but they fly around.
Rookies. They have some of the most team speed in the NFL. Jeff Ulbrich and Raheem Morris have really kind of merged their philosophies together. They're like you could say, the Falcons' defense is awesome right now.
Bird up. Yep. Bird up, indeed. I'm with you. I'm closing it out. He's like, probably like 3/4 the movie, three-fourths through a John Wick movie. Like just Jauan Jennings has been beat up. He's just barely holding on. He's like, it's like, or like a zombie movie or something like that. Like this poor guy, right? I mean, it's unbelievable how many injuries that he's playing with, all the broken ribs, the ankle sprains, and last week just an 8% target share. So you give the fact that he's banged up, the fact that he's got a lot more target competition. We expect Kittle back. Maybe Pearsall is back as well. We like this Falcons defense. Like I said, bird up. I have him barely inside my top 50. I'm outside, he's not even a top 45 wide receiver for me this week. So I am closing it out on Jauan Jennings. I agree with you, Jay. We just need to see it before we can trust him.
One of the toughest ones on Keep It Open or Close It Out, Matthew. Jameson Williams. It just feels like he's boom or bust every single week. Probably a best ball dream, but in a redraft league, very frustrating.
And it just sort of depends on your situation. But I feel like, Jameson Williams has become sort of this generation's Gabe Davis. Yeah, right? Like, no, but the argument that was made like a couple years ago with Gabe Davis was like, you don't try to guess because there's no rhyme or reason to it. You either always start Jameson Williams or you never start Jameson Williams. It's like blackjack. You either always hit on 16 or you never hit on 16. Just pick a path, and you got to go with that there because, look, I can give you stats like, they're going to take a couple of deep shots to him. Here's the positives on Jameson Williams this year, right? His 2 highest target share games have both come in the last 3 weeks. So 2 of the last 3 weeks. Buccaneers are bottom 12 in terms of most yards allowed per game to wide receivers this season. They've always been a pass funnel defense, the Buccaneers have. And so, the over-under is 52.5. No team has a higher implied team total than the Lions this week. So we expect a lot of scoring for Detroit. Jameson Williams coming off the big game here. But again, there's a risk that this is a Gibbs game, that this is a Laporta game, an Amon-Ra St. Brown game. And so it is just sort of, it is high risk, high reward territory. You see it right there on your screen. He's my number 28 wide receiver. Sorry, I'm as a top 30 play this week. He's a shaky wide receiver 3. I am reluctantly keeping it open on Jameson Williams, but not steadfast. You know what I mean? Like if you've got better options, there are safer options there.
Yeah. I think the good thing is one, he looked great against the Chiefs. There were signs of life there, so he's trending in the right direction, even though, to your point, there's not much rhyme or reason to his usage each week. And I think the best thing in his favor is that, outside of the Bucs being a pass funnel defense, is that the Lions don't have any players left in their secondary. Like, this is just going to be a shootout. And if it's a shootout, there's just going to be, I think, more passing. I think that Goff, I don't think that the Lions are just going to be able to settle down into running the ball constantly as they have in previous weeks. So they're probably going to have to throw. It's probably going to be high scoring. Jameson Williams is still really good. And he's got a chance to connect on one of those deep balls.
Yeah, it's just the games that they need him. And the script of this game suggests that they might need him.
Yep.
But as Stuntman Chuck said somewhere in the comments over here, he said, this feels like a Jameson Williams rug pull game. Great matchup, decent game last week. Classic Felford again scenario. Richard Broadus goes, Williams was borderline droppable before the big game. Is he a sell high candidate? If he can.
1,000%. That's the take.
Yeah, that's good for you.
Yeah, if you can sell him, absolutely.
The League of Assholes, you'd never be able to pull that off.
Honestly, I'd take almost, I don't want to say I'd take anything for him, but you'd take almost, because again, it's sort of your philosophy. If you're willing to use him every single week, then no, he's not a sell high candidate. But if you don't trust it after that week, which I totally get, then yes, sell him for whatever you can because you'll never use him. You know what I mean? He doesn't do you any good sitting on your bench if you're like, I don't believe in him. Because you'll never guess the weeks that he goes goes off like this.
Our last player, guys, congrats to Hunter Henry from graduating for the waiver wire show on Tuesday to keep it open or close it out on Wednesday. 3 straight games, though, under 50 receiving yards might have him kind of regressing back to the waiver wire show. Can you keep this one open, Matthew, especially with how bad the tight end landscape has been?
Yeah, I'm closing it out. He's my tight end 14 on Hunter Henry.
Back to waivers.
Part of I know, right? Part of the argument on Hunter Henry was he was sort of like, hey, we think this Patriots offense is pretty good, and Drake May looks pretty good, and it's really just Diggs and Henry. Yeah. But, again, they're getting production from Kayshon Boutte. Yeah. They're getting production from Pop Douglas. Obviously, Diggs is still there. Since week 2, Hunter Henry has only 1 game with more than 4 targets. It's actually not a great matchup against Tennessee specific to that. They're top 8, the Titans are. They're top 8 in terms of fewest fantasy points allowed to opposing tight ends. And so, it's just the question is, do you feel lucky that Hunter Henry gets into the end zone? Right? Because in games in which he doesn't score a touchdown, he's averaging 6 points a game. So, he is the ultimate sort of touchdown-dependent tight end. Now, he's a great red zone threat. They like using him there. Drake May looks for him. So he's always got a good shot at scoring once. But that's the question. How lucky do you feel? What are the odds that he gets a touchdown this week? Again, given the Titans' strength against the numbers and the emergence of other guys, I'm closing it on Hunter Henry.
Yep, Patriots 7.5-point favorites in this one as well. Vrabel was very conservative against the Saints once he got a lead. Vrabel's always been pretty conservative in terms of running the ball with a lead, so if they are up big, there might not be much usage for Hunter Henry in the fourth quarter.
How about this one in the chat? Chubby Leather Daddies ask Mason Taylor or the Hockler.
Mason Taylor's going to be the number 1 pass-catching option for an NFL team this weekend.
Right. And we don't even know who the Hockler's quarterback is going to be right now.
And there may not be a good answer.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.